My aim in life was that if I, even in the army, when you went in the services during the war, you got some horrible jobs. We go in the cookhouse to dry about 6,000 dishes, you see, and in the latrines to clean them out. Well, if I had a job to do, even if it was scrubbing the floor, I wanted my floor to be cleaner than yours. Now, if everybody thinks along these lines and does all the small jobs to the best of their ability, that's honesty, then the world will be better, and football will be better. So what we want is hard work, and no football club was ever successful without hard work.
Morning guys, it's Sean here, back with another video from the Shankly's boot room, and yeah, it's well, I hope you had a great Christmas first of all, and yeah, it was we had a quietish one, ate probably too much, like probably a lot of people did, and so yeah, I just want to go over a little bit of yesterday's game. I'm not going to do a player ratings this time. What I would love though is your player ratings in the comments down below. I really appreciate that. What did you think of the players and that kind of thing? But there's a few things that I want to talk about that you know, are kind of interesting really. One is Arne. Let's talk about Arne Slot to start with, because I think this guy needs his flowers now. I mean, we're halfway through the season. I'm not saying he's not getting praise, of course he is, but what about this manager? You know, you know, we've had some managers down the years at Liverpool, of course, and we just come off the most iconic period of our Premier League era, anyway, Jurgen Klopp. Just an incredible manager, fantastic. He's been amazing, and you know, you're just thinking to yourself, well, there's got to be a drop off here. There has to be a drop off. You can't maintain as it is, and it just that hasn't happened. That hasn't happened at all. You know, Slot seems to have come in, assessed the squad. We were told when he first came in, he's assessing the squad, and he'll make decisions about whether he needs new players or not. We obviously, he must have lent more towards, I'm working with these guys, which is fine. And you know, we just brought in Chiesa, who hasn't really featured, and played a few minutes the other day, and then we've not seen him again since then either. So I don't know what's going on there with him. But anyway, but he's just been amazing. I mean, he's just been absolutely incredible. You could not wish for a better manager to take over your club than Arne Slot. You know, he's just been amazing, and even improving players. You know, I mean, Gravenberch has improved, Gakpo is improved, Curtis Jones, I feel, has improved, and even some of the players that you wouldn't necessarily say much about, and you might agree or disagree here, but I think even slightly defensively at times, even though I know he's not like it all the time, but even Trent has been better somewhat defensively, I think, especially in the earlier part of the season. I think we don't know what's going on with Trent, of course, with his contract situation and all that kind of thing. Has his head been turned? Is he off? Is he staying? What's going on with him? We don't know. But what we do know is he is giving up and down performances, I think is the best way to explain it. I thought he was really good again in this game. But yeah, so he's changed players. We've got several systems that we seem to be playing in. I don't know if you saw Andy Robertson's interview at the end of the game, but it was mentioned to him about how he's doing with all the sort of, you know, has there been much change to everything? And he was saying, well, yeah, we play in a similar way, of course, but he's then went on to mention about how in every game they're changing and have to learn new things and have to, you know, Slot is always changing everything every game, you know. So he's a big man of not sitting still, not standing still. We don't just play the same way. We saw in the game, in the Fulham game, we saw in that game how we changed the system several times while on the pitch, you know, to you know, just get the result that we got on that day and that kind of thing. And we've seen it before in other games as well. And we always, what he says to them in the second halves, I've got no idea, because our second halves are just so incredible. You know, if you didn't know, you would say he sends them out there to just play, then he assesses what goes on, and then when they come in at the end of first half, he then says, right, okay, so from what I've seen there, you've got to do this, 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 and this. But of course, he studies every single thing about the team. So when he's studying so much about the team, about the teams that we're going to play, it means he's obviously done his homework. But for whatever reason, you know, partially we don't always start well. Funnily enough, actually, our problem wasn't actually starting badly yesterday. We started really, really well for about 6 or 7 minutes, and then we just got caught out on that break, and they scored. Amazing fog, by the way. I really thought that the game was going to be called off at one point because it was that. I mean, even looking on the telly, I was thinking to myself, gosh, I can't even see the ball, let alone what the players must be thinking. But it probably looks worse on TV than being there. I don't know. But yeah, so that happened. But his in-game management is just tremendous. He's just been amazing. He really has been. I can't speak highly enough. You know what I want for Arne Slot? I want him to be as ruthless as Alex Ferguson. What do I mean by that? Okay. What I mean by that is I want him to be the kind of manager that constantly refreshes, that thinks along these lines of, you know, not getting rid of necessarily players in their peak or something, but when there's enough metrics in football now, we have enough information to know when players are tipping over the edge a bit. You know, their recovery time, as example, can be a bigger pointer to that. How long do they take to recover after the matches and stuff like that? I remember Steven Gerrard talking about it once, you know, and he was saying, when I got up into my 30s, it was that recovery time. It just took me a bit longer. I was a bit sorer. It just took me a while to recover, to get ready for the next game. And when you got games coming every two, 3 days like we have, you know, that's a big ask on aging players. So it's not necessarily age correspondence. It's more of a where that player is in their career, because players decline. You know, we've only got to look at Man City to see that, or to look at us a couple of years back when our midfield died. And sometimes they might not show up, and it might just be something that we just have to learn with time. But what I want is to have a good, healthy look at the team all the time and see where can we make improvements, and not allow things to. You've got to just be on top of everything. If you want to be a great manager for a great club like Liverpool, you've got to be on top of everything. And we haven't always been doing that, even under Jurgen Klopp, I might suggest, who is a very a manager that loves his players, and they're part of him in a way, and that kind of thing. And it's very hard to loosen yourself from people like that. But I don't know that Arne Slot will be quite the same way, really. I think he's very ruthless, and I think he just wants to win, and that might be the good driving force. And we might be on the crest, guys, of a very, very, very good period for Liverpool Football Club right now. I feel we are. I feel we're in a really good period where we can win a lot of stuff if we still keep on progressing the way we are. Try and keep this team together. I mean, I'm talking about even the backroom staff, which I think are obviously working very well with Slot. This isn't just about Slot. It's his team as well. We mustn't forget that. We can hold on to them and keep them together, but at the same time be open to fresh ideas and renewed things. I remember hearing Bill Shankly once say, you know, was mentioning about his tactics and stuff, and he says, well, what I mostly learned is I learned from other people and other clubs. You know, he said, it's not that I just think to myself, this is the way everything has to be done, and that's it. He said, you learn from other people. And any great thing in anything in life, I'm seeing an electric car right now, okay? So I review electric cars. So if you're going to learn, you go to Tesla, because Tesla were doing it 10 years before anybody else even thought about an electric car. And you go to see, so what's the dynamics in that? But so many car producers are not doing that, and their cars are coming up short below the standard of, say, Tesla, because they're not. There's nothing wrong to copy. There's nothing wrong. You can do it in your own way. And if you learn new things and you learn stuff, then you implement it. But it can come from other people as well. You don't have the answers for everything. And so if we keep evolving this way, and we keep on keeping this system where, see, I don't think a lot of teams ultimately know how to play Liverpool. They might know how to, but they don't know how to stop us, because we've got so many different systems, so many different tactics. You know, there's a lot of different tactics at Liverpool Football Club right now. a lot of different tactics, and we play in different systems. We play in different ways, you know, and it's very, very difficult um, for our opponents to really know exactly what to expect to us. Or if they do, we can counter it with the way Klopp thinks about the game. You know, this man is a genius. I honestly do believe Arne Slot is a genius, because I've seen enough of him now to know that his tactical nous, the way he changes things in games, this guy could be very, very special for Liverpool. He really, really could. We just got to back him as fans. We've just got to keep hoping that the team back him, and that, you know, he keeps on changing things. He keeps on being prepared to move things on when they need to be. I think that's really, really important. And I think that's a really important part. Anyway, that's enough about Slot, but I just wanted to mention that, really, because I feel he just deserves to have that little few minutes of just really giving the man his flowers, really. You know, at the end of the day, he's been amazing, and he deserves to be. So the performance yesterday then, I wanted to speak a little bit. There seems to be a referee I've never seen before every week. And every week, that referee gets worse, because the guy yesterday, I don't even know, I can't even remember his name, was just ridiculous, really. I mean, you know, you had Leicester just falling down at every slight bit of, oh, it's foggy, I'm just going to keep falling over. And when the guy fell down and would not get up until the referee stopped the play, and then when he stopped the play and they went over to him, he suddenly got up. It was all, you know, it's just crazy, really. But then the funny part is, later in the game, there was a couple of fouls. One I think was just a dive, but there was another one that was quite a foul by us. And the referee by then had sort of had enough of this, and he was just waving them all off. So the inconsistency there was just absolutely crazy, really. So, but there seems to be all these new refs just suddenly appeared from nowhere. Obviously, they're having a bit of a clear out, probably because of the whole Coot incident. I guess, I don't know. They're trying to sort of give some different image to it. So whether they're coming from lower league or what's happening, I don't know. But there seems to be some change there. There's a lot of police here today, just suddenly pulling in. I don't know. They never see police around here. Anyway, I just lost my train of thought there. So yeah, so the referees, you know, I did wonder at one point, will this game get called off? And you know, but it didn't, and you know, that's that. So we started really well, and then we conceded, and then they just dropped back. Basically, they just dropped back to ultra defensive shape. They were just going to defend and defend and defend, and they done that all the way up until, of course, just before half time, when Gakpo come up with that wonderful goal, beautiful goal by him. He had a great game, by the way, and that was that. And then we went in, and I mean, outside of their actual goal, I can recall one attempt, I think, in the second half. They just were never in the game from an attacking perspective. It was just all about how they were going to defend us. But they got tired, and we just, when we made substitutions, changed things around a bit, we just managed to go on and get the win. And it was a fantastic game from that perspective, you know. And I think the warning sign, if there's any one warning sign from this game and other games, is the way in which we're conceding early in games again. This was a trait last year with Jurgen Klopp, of course. We conceded so many early goals. It just puts that bit of extra pressure. But the thing is, with Arne Slot, because we control the game so well, I never ever feel like, oh my gosh, you know, what's this going to mean? Will we get back in? I must admit, going all the way in the second half, we started to spam a lot of balls as well, a lot of crosses and stuff, doing the same thing, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And I was thinking, there's no point in doing that. But we get through a bit of brilliance from Gakpo. He cuts inside and gets that wonderful goal. You know, obviously then from the second half, we controlled it really well, which is the big word we take out of the team this year, is control. We control everything. We control games so well now, and that was that. And then of course we put together, you know, a good second half performance. And Curtis Jones, well taken goal, had no time to change his feet virtually for that goal, really, but he does it, and he hits it so well. It just actually was a beautiful finish. Mo Salah, and you know, it was just amazing, really. And so yeah, it was a good game all round. So would you let me know, guys, your player ratings for the game down below? I'd really appreciate that. What you think of from Allison all the way through the team that started the game. You can give me your substitute votes if you want as well, but just give me your opinions on the match as well, really. And I've gone on a lot about Slot today, but I wanted to do that because I feel he needs it, really, because he's just been absolutely fantastic. And so that's it just has to be said. He's just been amazing, really, and we are so lucky to have him. And it doesn't mean to say that we've won anything yet or anything like that. Of course, we're keeping our head. We're doing like Arne tells us to do, or like he tells the team to do, not us, but one game at a time and that kind of stuff. But if we can keep ourselves going at this level and just seeing these games through, exciting things await us at the end of the season. I'm pretty sure about that, guys. Anyway, Merry Christmas to you, and Happy New Year and all that kind of stuff. And I should be back at some point. I've got a few things planned in the new year for this channel. Obviously, I want to change the software backgrounds and do a few more. Obviously, get it set up for more live stuff. I think live stuff is the best football content you can have than recorded stuff, really. So hopefully we'll get that all set up in the new year. We can start doing a few watch-alongs. Hopefully, with fingers crossed, I might be able to collab with one or two other YouTube Liverpool guys, which would be nice as well. Get sort of other opinions on the channel as well as mine. I'm going to be hopefully meeting a really good friend of mine who's a Liverpool fan, who's just an amazing guy, and I won't get his take on the way things are going this season. And we'll perhaps look at a little bit of the work he does as well, because he's an incredible guy. Wait till you meet him. One of those, when you go in his presence, he changes you, or as much as anything else. He's a great guy. He really is. So that's it for this video then. So I shall catch you on the next one, guys. Like I say, please share it out to the community. The only way that this channel can grow is by you guys really sharing it. And I know there's a ton of YouTube videos out there, channels, and a lot better than this one. I'm not saying I'm some kind of like amazing YouTuber that's here to change the world. Of course not. I just want a community of people, community of friends, a community of Liverpool fans, like all the other channels have. And this is not about this becoming some incredibly huge channel or something like that. I just but it obviously needs to be shared and shared with your friends and stuff like that. And if people like my style, they'll come over. If they don't, they won't. But at the end of the day, I just want to be a part of the community, and I'm already part of other Liverpool communities. If you see me in the spaces around, and so yeah. But obviously, want the channel to grow, to get out to more and more audiences, especially when you're going to be doing a lot of live stuff. You have to have a good core group of people that trust you, so that you can actually make that work. Otherwise, you're going to be doing watch-alongs to 3 people every week, which would be you expect that at the beginning, but you have to get to a point where you've got a community there that are even waiting for you, because they're either in a part of the world where they can't see the games live, and you can provide that kind of commentary and that sort of live feel to a game, which is one of the things I want to do. And then also giving your opinions as well. As someone who's supported Liverpool since 1974, they've got something to say, and I just hope people tap into that. Thanks, guys. I'm really rabbiting on now, and you have a great new year if I don't speak to you before. And 2025 is going to be good, guys. I feel 2025 for Liverpool Football Club is going to be special, special, special. Watch this space.